What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.
.com, and we got what we're gonna find out if this is gonna be a brand new phenom, if you will. We have the return of almost a Harry Potter, but J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, part 1 of 5,
Spanning over
19 years span.
So I guess we could start off as, how do you feel about the Harry Potter series? Like, are you a pothead, as they call them? I think
I'm gonna say I'm not a pothead. I'm a fan of it. I've seen all of them in the theater. They had my money.
Yeah.
I think I own or at least I did own 2 or 3 of them. And it really ended there. But you know, I'm a fan of it. It's cool. And then I've been to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in California and in Florida.
Orlando, yeah.
Yeah, the Florida one is definitely better. They have this whole train thing that you do. That's freaking awesome. And the butterbeer.
Mm-hmm. But you're not like, I know the history, what's going on here, because there is no book to this. I don't know if there is now or there's like a play or something, but I mean, this is pretty much based off of a textbook that's referenced in Harry Potter, I believe.
That's referenced.
Yeah, that's referenced. I mean, I think the Harry Potter movies are alright. I've never found like love for them. There wasn't one that I was like, oh my god. The only thing that really always stood out to me in that series was Alan Rickman as Professor Snape. But to me, I've always thought they were okay, but they were never anything that I cared to dive into. I never read the books as a kid or anything like that. So this is just kind of more of like that reaching in the barrel. You know, they're kind of just digging in that well. And there's nothing wrong with that if it's good, and I hope that's what we find out in this 2 hour and 15-minute movie. But we have a really talented Eddie Redmayne, who is coming off an Oscar nom from the Danish girl.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the Danish woman? No, I think it's the
Danish girl.
We have Colin Farrell. And a few other names. I'm trying to think.
There is a cameo from Johnny Depp. We don't know where, but he's in it.
Yep. So I'm just hoping it's good. I'm hoping it really takes us on this adventure. Right now we're getting into award season, and this might be kind of the last really crazy fantasy movie we're going to experience in the next 2 months. So I'm hoping it's a good time.
Well, let's find out if this movie is going to turn into a Fantastic Beast or if we're going to wish for more Potter. Alright, so we just got out of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them on a Google search.
On a Google search.
Dog, I'm not gonna lie, like before the movie started, Chasing says to me, so we have a bed under over if you're gonna fall asleep. And I said,
shoot, cocky as hell.
I said, bruh, I'm not even tired, so you lost. And I lasted.
You lasted about the first hour.
Where you kept on turning around?
Well, no, at some point I did stop, but then I was like, oh god, man, like there's nothing else really to do. Let me go look over too. And then you were sleeping, and I was like, oh man, and I realized, you know.
So was I just like this?
Well, at first I couldn't tell, but then at one point you were just like,
oh, dang it. No, okay, so I'm gonna be honest. This part 1 was not for me. The first time I saw Harry Potter part 1 though, if I remember correctly, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the first Harry Potter, this huge phenomenal film that stole every kid in the world's heart, basically in the world, that wasn't for me either. It grew on me.
Yeah.
This one,
you grow with them.
Yeah, so supposedly I'm gonna get 4 more of these, so bring it on.
As long as you stay awake. So, but anything did you get, because you were up for a decent amount.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
You did see a decent amount of stuff. You have any comments on
those
CGI?
Those breads looked good.
Yeah, the bakery, the stuff does look good.
Yeah, his breads looked good.
From Jacob Kowalski?
I was like, hey, those breads could be good.
Yeah.
And I thought the scene where the wizards could read the minds.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I read every guy's, or I always.
Every man's mind.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. I was like, that was clever.
Yeah. That was it. If they asked the question, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and my answer is I just don't want to find them. I don't care. They could be hidden. They could stay hidden. I watched this movie, and as I could tell that I was so tremendously bored that I was like, let me find something enjoyable about this movie. I'm a huge fan of Eddie Redmayne. I can't really say he was gave me anything in this movie. That's the problem. Harry Potter works because we care about those 3 kids. We feel like we get to know them. We even get to really know some of the good professors, the bad professors. Granted, they had plenty of movies to develop, but you are already kind of like excited to see where the Harry Potter adventure goes at the end of 1. At the end of this movie, by the time the credit rolls, I still did not care. I didn't want to be on their journey with them anymore. I was done with them. No one was charismatic enough. No one dominated the screen. I mean, Colin Farrell was okay in the movie, and that kind of goes to a totally different direction. Johnny Depp's part was interesting. I don't want to spoil it and say where it happens to fall. I don't know. I mean, I find the most interesting thing I found about this movie is like this huge lashback that Johnny Depp is even in this movie. And this series, but that's a whole other topic. Overall, this movie had no urgency. This movie had no excitement to it. I mean, we're in this bleak world, and granted, now that I think about it, most of the Harry Potter movies tend to be bleak, but there were some really beautiful, vibrant scenes where they're playing Quidditch and things like that. This movie is just gray and blah, and that's exactly how I felt the entire time.
They had Quidditch in this movie?
No, that's what I'm saying. Harry Potter had Quidditch, and those were like vibrant. But this whole, Harry Potter was kind of like bleak, But I mean, this whole movie was just like, it felt like a chore. And I'm like sitting there like, come on, Jake, let's find something good about this movie. And I couldn't find one thing besides the kind of comedic humor from Jake Kowalski, the actor's name I'm spacing at the moment. But the comic relief was actually kind of funny, and I think that was the only really redeemable thing about this movie. Maybe because I'm not a huge Potter fan, there's some references over my head. From what I hear, there wasn't a ton of huge callbacks. I mean, people know that there's this huge
really
connection.
wouldn't have made sense, though.
Yeah, because there is such a generation gap, according to what's going on here.
100 years.
But I mean, I just didn't care. And then the problem is we have some really serious fighting. Wanding sequences. You're doing a bunch of that. And these moments that are supposed to feel big, there's one moment in particular where something happens and you're supposed to go, but you don't, because it's not presented that way. It just presented as oh, this is happening, and oh, this is bad, and it just doesn't have these feelings of urgency or importance at all. And to be honest, I swam in an ocean looking for something good about this movie. Some of the CGI and the creatures were cool looking, I guess.
Yeah,
some of them didn't. Some of them actually looked kind of not good. Some of the CGI wasn't great, but I mean, CGI and a little humor, I could find that in many other places and actually get a good story. I just didn't care about what was going on. And at a time like this, especially in award season where we're seeing movies that are on top of the game, it was just, for me, a disaster. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me. That's fine, but I am not excited. I shouldn't say that. I'm hoping these next ones will turn it around. But after that movie, I am glad that's a few years down the road, because I don't need any more Fantastic Beasts in my life for the next couple of years. And this thing though is I haven't sounded that upset about a movie in a long time. I can't remember the last time I was I really did not like this movie, borderline hated this movie, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. Everything's kind of been like this. We got Arrival last week that was up here, top notch, so it only makes sense that it just shoots me back down, throws me to the floor this week.
This year hasn't been great though, honestly.
This year has not been strong for at least mainstream film. I think there are some really great gems that are popping up through independent channels and things that aren't hitting theaters in Vegas. But trust me, there is some good stuff if you really look for it. However, I do agree with you, this is not as strong a year as how it's been a couple times. I will say, opposite of this movie, in case you are into teenager movies or into youth coming of age movies that aren't dealing with magic and dragons, you could go watch The Edge of 17, which I reviewed already, and I would probably say that was a much better experience. So make sure to go check out our review for that. Haley Steinfeld in that movie, and Woody Harrelson. But yeah, Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, they could stay lost for all I care.
Wow. Well, today's Thursday. A couple days later, literally, it's or next week in America's Thanksgiving holiday.
Yes.
Where we celebrate the massacre of over 100 million turkeys.
But
okay. On Tuesday, 2 days prior to that, we're watching Disney's Moana with The Rock.
Yes, Tuesday. Thursday, everyone will be enjoying turkey and cranberry relish and mashed potatoes and things like that.
I will be doing that.
So will I. So Tuesday we'll be here.
I'm Chinese and I can do that, Chase.
Yeah.
See how that works?
It's amazing. We're all in it together here in America. Eating Thanksgiving food. Unfortunately, Thanksgiving is intruding on our movie day, though. But we'll replace it with Tuesday. We'll be here.
Tuesday we'll still
If you
be
want to
here.
come see Moana, come check it out with us. If you want to see any of the other
Chasing, we
movies,
don't F around, bro.
I know we don't.
We're here. Movies.
We're here a lot.
Yeah, probably too much.
Yeah, I was here a lot today. And I'm going to be here a lot next week. Next Tuesday, actually. Not that any of you guys really care. I have a movie at 5. I have a movie at 7. And then I have a movie again with you guys at midnight. And to be honest, you want to know, like, it's really bad. I'm probably going to see a movie at 9 in between the two movies because there's so much coming out on Tuesday. We have Allied, I think.
I
we
cannot
have
wait for
Moana.
Allied.
We have
Marion Cotillard.
and then there's Bad Santa 2. So
I'm
it's
not
a lot
watching
of stuff
that.
to see.
All right, buddy.
Well, it's always been fun. Go check out our review for Edge of 17 and see you on Tuesday.
And don't forget, ChasingCinema.com is known as.
The Film Lovers website.